Hi everyone. I wanted to talk about estranged parents today, and I've seen quite a lot recently on YouTube. There's a lot going on about adult children sort of cutting out their parents from their lives, um, and I just wanted to explain my experience with this. So, um, we don't speak to my husband's parents at all. They don't know where we live, and that's the way we like it. And I'm not going to go into details about the situations, but we spent a long time, sort of like 10 years, um, going backwards and forth, trying to repair the relationship, trying everything we could. We suggested, like family counselling, always to be met with a brick wall, and told my husband is oversensitive and blah, 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 blah. So we just found that we cutting them out was just the easiest. It's never easy, but the simplest, the most straightforward way to get on with our lives. And that's what we've done, and we've never looked back, and it's been so much nicer. And as for my own parents, I have quite a complicated relationship with both my mum and my dad. I didn't grow up with my dad. He lives in another country, always has. And I've seen him periodically through my life. And my mum, I have a very difficult relationship with her, and we just don't get on. We're very different people, and I think as I've got older, she's just not appreciated the person that I've grown into. And the more I've become myself, the relationship's deteriorated for one reason or another. And I've tried again over the years. I've sat and I've had conversations with her and told her of the difficulties, told her how I felt, asked her if she would seek therapy. I myself have had therapy, because I believe there's some things in her own life that could be dealt with, and would probably make her feel a lot better and be a nicer person to be around. Nothing ever changes, and it all sort of came to a head last year, and I haven't seen her for nearly a year now. In about a week's time, it'll be a year since I've seen her, and I've not spoken to her for almost as long. I received a letter on my birthday, which wasn't very pleasant, and I replied to the letter very matter-of-factly, and I've not received a reply from that, thankfully, because I didn't ask for a reply, and there wasn't really anything to reply to, in fairness, but she asked some questions, so I thought I'll answer them, and it's really difficult, because I don't think we should be made to feel like bad people for not wanting to be around our parents. I mean, the bottom line is, I'm an adult, and my mum and my dad, my husband's parents, they're all adults, and if you were to meet or hang out with some other adult and you didn't like them, then you wouldn't see them again and you wouldn't speak to them again. Or if another adult treated you badly or abused you or did anything like that, you wouldn't entertain seeing them or speaking to them again. So why do we have to feel the need to do that just because they're our parents? And also I wanted to say, it doesn't have to be as dramatic as, oh, they abuse me so I don't see them. And while that will be some people's experiences, and I wholeheartedly support their choice not to speak to their parents who abuse them, it can just be that you just don't get on and that you just don't like each other, and that is fine. You shouldn't feel obliged just because they're family, and it goes for parents, it goes for any family members. You don't have to speak to them, you don't have to have them in your lives if all they do is cause you stress or anger, or just make things unpleasant for you when you do see them. So why would you want them in your lives? So that's kind of what I wanted to say, really, is that it doesn't have to be so dramatic as if to, I've gone no contact and I'm never going to speak to you again. I've specifically said to my mother, it'd be really nice if you did seek therapy and, you became in a better place yourself, then I'd happily, speak to you and everything. But it's got to a point where she needs to take responsibility. It can't always just be my fault, and that I'm the certain way, and that's just the way it is, and I'm fine with it. It's not an easy choice. It's never an easy choice to cut a parent or a family member out of your life. But I think if you've sort of feel like you've come to the end of the road and you've tried everything you possibly can, then it's okay. You're a grown up. You don't have to have your parents in your life, and you don't have to feel pressured or intimidated by them because they might be elderly and all this. It's so what? As long as you've made peace with it yourself, then that's that really. So that was just my opinion on the matter. It's not belittling anyone's situation who has been, who may have been, physically or mentally abused by their parents at all. I totally understand why they wouldn't want to be in contact with them, and I'm sure it hasn't been an easy situation. But anyway, that's my situation, and thank you for watching.